everyone, it's Anja here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making these little bags for soaps. So I don't know whether, if you want to be environmentally friendly, you might go back to a normal bar of soap for your shower, but I find that when you put them down, they sort of go into this puddle and they don't dry properly. So what is suggested is that you put them in this little netting, and I've made a little bag out of it, and it can hang up so that once you've wet it and you sort of lather it up like this and you've used it, you then just hang it up and it can dry and it doesn't go all that sort of mush of that soap. So as you can see, I've made it in 3 different sizes. So this one is quite a big one. That's sort of like the basic pattern. So I have in here one of those sort of hand cut soaps. Again, this isn't the biggest one that I could find. I was thinking of an even bigger one so it would fit the whole bag, but I couldn't find that in my local town. So I guess this will work as well, So this is a bigger size. Then this one is the same size soap, but this is a shorter size. So I've put the soap in the other way. And I think this one will work just as well. So I made these to start with. I was using these cottons. It's a Drops Love You 7. So it's a 4-ply cotton, 100% cotton. So it will work fine, so that's not a problem. I also have these, remember the Tilda ones that I bought from Hobby a couple of months ago, and yeah, that could work as well. But then I found these in my stash. Look at those. So I've used them for some face pads actually. So you could make face pads and then make the same for your soap. So this one is the ideal size for a Dove soap. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using a Dove because these ones here, the hand cut soaps, yes, they're fine, they're handmade and everything, but they're always different sizes. So I'm going to go for a pattern today that I'm going to make for a standard Dove bar. It's I think 100 grams. There we go. So then at least you know what size this is, and also you'll be able to replicate it perfectly. So this is how it works up when you use one of these, and yeah, I mean, I love this so much. I thought I would continue with making these. So today we're making one in this blue here. So what do you need for this soap bag? So yes, so a soap, obviously, some cottons, 100% cottons. You need your scissors and your needle, of course, and then you need a very small hook, a 2.5, but also a 4. Okay. Towards the end of the video, I will tell you what we need this for, but I have been doing this in a 2.5 because it's 4-ply. It's quite a lot thinner than DK, so I have to go down quite a lot. I can imagine that you might need a 3 for this, okay? But yeah, a 2.5 or a 3, and the 4, I think that's fine. A 4 will be fine in any case. So we are going to get started by making a slip knot. There we go. Do it any way you are used to. Insert your hook and close up your loop. Then we are going to chain 15. So 1, 2, not too tight, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we have the last 2 chains, and we are going to skip those, and in the 3rd chain here, yarn over, and you are going to pick up 2 V's. That's 1, and that's the second one. You're going to go and do a double crochet in there. So I use American terms, so double crochet is yarn over into that same stitch, and you do another one, and yarn over into that same stitch, and you do another one. So 3 double crochets in the third chain from your hook. Okay, so that's like half a corner done. Now we're going to work along the chain, and we're just going to place a double crochet in each chain, but we're going to stop here. The last one is going to be different, so let me just try and hold on to everything properly here. There we go. And it's variegated yarn, so it'll be a little bit lighter in a moment, I hope. There we go. So double crochet, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. Did I split it? No. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. So let's keep going. So I am picking up 2 loops of the chain at the moment. So there's 1 loop left on the edge here. Okay. And let's just keep going. And we will end up with having done 11 double crochets along this line of chains. And as you can see, the color is lightening up a bit, so you can actually see that I have got a loop left over on the edge here, because it's a different color. So I have a few more to go. This is the base of the bag that we are making. Okay, and 1 more, because that's the last one there. So we are going to just do this one. Okay. Now this is the first chain that we did, the last one in our row now. And we are going to just make it easy on ourselves, and I'm going to, can you see that? I just went into it, let me show you again. I just went into it with my hook as if I was picking up that top loop there. But in fact, that top loop is my string here. So I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to work in that circle now. Okay, and I am going to do 7 double crochets into that circle. So here we go. The first one is always a bit, yeah, there we go. 2, 3, 4, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. Okay, so now I've ended up with quite a big hole here. What I do now is I am going to pull, and I'm going to keep pulling like this. Hold on to the knot with your nail and just keep pulling. And you have now created your corner there, look. Next, what we are going to do is you're going to lay this end, otherwise we have to sew it in, so we're just going to lay it along the line of stitches, and we're going to go back along our stitches, picking up that little loop that is left. And sometimes it's not so easy to get it, but you also pick up this one, okay? You also pick up the end, which we've laid over that, like that. Now, if you can't manage to go in there, what I do is I turn my hook and I hook under it like this. No, that didn't work. Normally it works. There we go. See? And then you can pick it up like that. If you haven't done your starting chain too tight, it should work either just from the front or with your hook turned. Let me try again like this. Yeah, that worked. And let me try again like this. See, you hook under the loop like that. See, and now I put that there as well, so we take it along. And the same thing again. And again. I'm going so close to the camera, I'm hitting it with my hook. Trying to make sure that you can see clearly. Okay, so we've done this so far. And let's have a good look. Yeah, so there's one more left to do. So yarn over and into here. That's, yeah, okay. And now we're at that one where we put those 3 in. So we have the chain, which counts as 1. Then we have 3 here. So now we are going to put 3 double crochets into the same chain that we did the 3 earlier. All right, so let's just, and I still take along that little end. 1, 2, see, and another one, and 3. Okay, and now you can let go of that end, because obviously we're going to have to at one point. Okay, let me get some more yarn here. And now we are ready to close up this here, this round here. This is the chain, so we're going to skip that. Then we go under the V here, pull this slightly, bring it together and do a slip stitch. There we go. Right? And this is the bottom of your bag done. Now we are going to do the first round of double crochets just to set it up, and we are going to chain 2, you yarn over, you tip your work towards you, and you're going to go into the back loop of the first V here. Not only that, you're going to also pick up the 3rd loop. Everything is blue, of course. Why is everything blue? Okay, and you do a double crochet. Let me show you that again. So you yarn over, you go into the next stitch. There's no increasing to be done, so just into the next stitch, but you also pick up this loop here. Okay, so the V, the back loop of the V you pick up, and then you also pick up the 3rd loop. And that will just ensure that you don't have any holes there. Same thing again. See, if I was to pick up just the V, look what would happen. See, look, I have a big hole, and here I don't. See the difference? So what we are doing is making sure that we don't pull up that V, because that's what's happening. If you just pick up this, you'll pull up the V. If you pick up this and the 3rd loop, the V can't pull up because the 3rd loop is stopping it. See, I'm trying to show you here. There we go. Okay. I know this is a little bit fiddly, but it's so worth doing it. There we go. Yeah, it's split. Yeah. Okay. So you just keep doing that all around the edge. Look, once you're sort of into it, it goes automatically. You sort of have to almost stick down lower almost. Look, I've got both. See? So instead of, let me just show you, instead of doing the angle like that, you're going like that into your stitch, and then you pick up both the loops. See? Look, I've done it. Okay, so you go all the way around, placing 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and I will meet you at the end here. I have gone all the way around doing 1 double crochet in each stitch, and here we have the stitch with the chain coming out. So this, we are not going to do one in there because obviously the chain is coming out of there and the chain counts as a stitch. So we are going to go under this V here and we do a slip stitch. If you can manage it, of course. There we go. Okay, so we have corners of 7 double crochets, 11 double crochets in between them, so 11 here and 11 here. That means 22 plus 7 and 7 plus 14 is 36. So we have done around here 36 double crochets. Now whatever you do, you can size this up so you keep the corners but you add double crochets here. You must make sure, well, you will have to make sure your chain is longer as well. You must make sure that you have an even number when you end up doing your final round like this, because of course for the boxes. So now we are going to chain 3, yarn over, we are going to skip, and we are going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, skip, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip, double crochet in the next stitch. So this is how you're going to continue making these little holes or boxes all the way around. So yarn over, skip a stitch into the next one, double crochet. I will see you at the end of the round. So I've gone all the way around. I have done my last double crochet. I'm doing a chain. Here I have indeed 1 stitch to skip, and then this one would be my next stitch, but of course I have that chain in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go into here, pick up 2 loops of that chain and do a slip stitch. There we go, and that has closed up my round. Okay, this one here you could cut off because we've already taken that along. Now we are going to keep doing the same thing. So we chain up, we skip a stitch, so chain 3 here to start with, then skip a stitch, and here we are going to go into this stitch. The thing is, if you go into this stitch and pick up these 2 V's, your stitch might just move. Can you see how it can move here? See, look, that's how it looks. I don't like that look. So again, what I'm going to do here is yarn over, insert, but I'm going to pick up these 2 and this loop here. So I'm almost going to do the same thing as before, where I pick up the 3rd loop. So can you see I've picked up 1, 2, and then this bit here as well. Okay, and doing that will prevent your stitch from sort of slipping towards the side, but also it will make sure that your stitches here are always nicely above each other, so you have nice squares, nice lines here. Okay, let me do another one. So chain 1, yarn over and into that stitch, not just picking up the 2 but into that body of the stitch there to pick up that 3rd loop as well. Okay, so chain 1 into the body of that stitch to pick up the 3rd loop as well. There we go, see? So this is how you're going to continue. So you're going to do this round, do the slip stitch, chain 3, and then off you go again. And you keep doing that until you are at row 14. So this is row 1, the chain, 2, 3, this is row 4. Okay, so I have to do another 10 rounds. Of course, it depends on your soap. If you're not using the Dove soap, then you might just have to measure it get the soap, hold it against it, and make sure you're long enough. I will see you when you have finished your 14th round. Do not cut off your yarn, because we will be making this drawstring, which looks a little bit different from what we normally do with our drawstring. Okay, so I will see you when you have finished all your rounds of little holes. So I've just finished my 14th row here, so just chain 1 and into there to finish the round. There we go. Okay, so just let's see how the soap fits. So let's get this one out. Should I say, this is not sponsored, but I thought, this would be sort of like a soap that can be bought anywhere in the world, because all those handmade ones obviously are going to be different. So this gives you an idea of, the size of the bag and the soap. So as you can see, it's not going in that easily, but that's sort of the whole point. It needs to be nice and snug. There we go. Concentrate. There we are. Okay, so it's in, and as you can see, it's sort of 1 or 2 rows above the soap that you need to be able to close it up. Right, so let me take it out again. Oh, the smell here in my studio is lovely. There is a particular, it does smell, that particular smell. Oh, lovely. Okay, so this is where we're at the moment. Now it's time to make our drawstring, but I am trying to avoid for you to sew in ends. So this is what we are doing. You take your bigger hook and you insert that into your loop here. Then you're going to loop over the hook and you're going to pull back the yarn, so you create a triple loop. Okay, then you're going to hold on to the 3 strands. You go into the first box there, and you yarn over and you bring everything through. There we go. Okay, shall I do that again? Because I was doing it quicker than I could speak. Okay, so you take out a long piece of yarn. Okay, you have your hook in your loop. You loop it over your hook, and then you take this piece and you pull it back like that. Okay, pull it back quite an end. Then you have 3 strands. Now we need to just secure this, so we are going to take this, we go into the next box, pull up the 3 strands. Now make sure you have a lot on your hook here. Make sure you can go through all of them, right? So you yarn over again, go through the 3, go through that little one that we had on the side here, and your original loop. And this is a little bit fiddly, but you should come out with, yep, 3 strands. Okay, now we are going to start chaining. 1, 2, 3, and you just keep chaining. Because you have 3 strands, your chain is going to be thicker than what it would be if you just had the 1 strand. And that's what we're trying to achieve. We're making a little drawstring that's nice and thick for us to pull on. Okay, so I did the same here. It's just a chain with 3 strands, and here you can actually see that it's 3 strands because all the strands have different colors. Now what happens when you run out? Okay, because I only have this much, so let me just get there. So now I've run out. So what I do is I open this loop here, I go and get the strand there, and I pull this through, and again you have a little bit of triple strand. Okay, now if you pull it longer, you'll be able to do it longer, so I'm just going to leave it like that, and you start chaining again. You won't notice where it was that you pulled it through the loop again, because it just disappears. Okay, right, and again I need to do that little trick, but before we do, let me just show you. I am doing sort of 12-inch, a length of 12-inch or 30 centimeters. Oh no, we're not there yet, honestly. Okay, so let's do this again. So into the loop, you pull up that strand at the back, and you pull it to make a 3-strand. Then you pick it up again just like before, and you continue chaining. The reason why we needed a bigger hook was, of course, because now we're working with 3 strands. And I have been doing it with my 2.5 hook as well, but it made it really tight, and I was always losing the the strands on it. Again, no, that's not long enough. Let's do another loop through. So here we go. It's on the other side now, so that's okay. I'll just pull it this way. There we go, look. Okay, that will be long enough. And me just keep chaining again. And because you've got a variegated cotton here, it's lovely because you've got lots of colors going on now in this strand, in our drawstring that we are making. Look at that. Yeah, that's a good length. Okay, that's just about 12 inches or 30 centimeters. Okay, I'm just going to undo 2 chains, that's fine. Okay, now we are going to cut off here and here. We're going to pull through this end, and you sort of pull it to tighten it. There we go. Now we are ready to start weaving in and out our strand. So you've got your end, and I just go in and out of the little squares, the little boxes here, in and out, in and out. So let me just show you. Can you see? And I just do it with my fingers like that. You can have gadgets to do this, but I'm sure fingers just work perfectly well. And of course you've got those strands hanging loose, but that's fine. We need them later on. So look, I pull it through, there we go, see? And I'm just going to keep going. Now, while I'm doing this, yes, I am going to mention the C word. Now, wouldn't this make a lovely gift for someone if you know they're trying to be environmentally friendly, or if you want to encourage other people to start using soaps again, and maybe little face cloths or face pads? Then if you make these for a Christmas present, I think it would be a good present, or even a gift, just, you know, for a birthday or no reason at all. You don't always have to have a reason to give a gift, surely. Okay, so we are there. We pull it all out. There we go. Okay. Now, as you've noticed, I left a little loop here. You don't have to, but it makes it easier for you to pull this back. And now here, this is where we are going to attach with the 3 loops. We're going to attach the drawstring together and then just sew in the loops here. And then this is where you will be using your drawstring action. See? Okay, so that's where you need your needle. Pull this out again. You thread it onto your string there. Put these, let's pull it back again. Yeah. Put these nicely together and go into the base of that drawstring where we did that stitch earlier, and just sort of go up and down a couple of times just so that you can imagine that it's sewn together. See? Okay, and then once you've done that, I sort of try and go into a couple of stitches like this, just to weave in the end. And I try and keep it inside my bag so you can't see, because of course they're different colours, so you can't see the colour. So there we go, that's one sewn in. And now all I do for the next ones is basically the same. I just do a couple of stitches sort of to attach those ends of the drawstring together. Not necessarily, you know, making sure it does. And then I just go down there, look. There we go. Voila. And that's sewn in now as well. And then this one, the last one. There we go. I'm just sewing it in like this. And this way you have made a nice little bag. I'm sure if you make a face pad in the same colors to go with it. Thing is, you see, each person of the family will have to have their own soap bag because it gets really personal, doesn't it? So I think this one would be a good one for me, and this one would be a good one for my husband, for example. So yeah, right. So then here you can also cut off. Oh, I already did that. Okay, so let's put the soap in again. See if it works. It's a little bit tight, never mind. It'll be fine. Okay. Oh, it smells lovely. And now all you do is you pull this back, and so it's closed, and you can hang this up in the shower to dry, and with the same loop. So in a way we've made this bag, but I have not had to sew in too many ends. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. I think I might have to go and wash my hands now with this soap because it's really smelling lovely. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.